Hello and welcome to week 2, day 1 of the Performance Hypertrophy program. We're going to start the week off with squats. We have 5 sets of 7 at 75% of your training max. We're then going to move on to that same squat variation as last time, but for a 4 rep max, still at an RPE 8. For hamstring exercises today, I chose lying leg curls. For the single leg movement, I did walking lunges again. And for core work, I did a whole bunch of different type of planks and just created a complex out of that. But you can do whatever you like there. So as always, we're going to start off with our 5 to 10 minute cardio warm-up. And then I moved on to the specific warm-up. Today I did overhead squats, Spider-Mans, and single leg toe touches. You'll see me do single leg toe touches every single time. That's to help work on my balance and this massive asymmetry I'm dealing with on one side. I had a pretty significant injury in my right leg, a lot of quad atrophy, and then a lot of ankle pain. So I try and do as much single leg work as possible to help work on that weakness. So as always, I did quite a few warm-up sets. I didn't show them today. You see me hopping right into 260 pounds for 5 sets of 7. This was actually pretty tough for me today. I don't know if it's because I had a long weekend or I didn't get enough water in. Probably lack of sleep. That shows you that you eat, even on the weekends, even though we're not training on the weekends, you got to prepare for Monday. But I was able to get them all done fairly quickly, and then had a fair amount of energy going into the overhead squats. All right, so 4 rep max today on our assistance work. You'll see that these overhead squats weren't too terribly hard for me. My limiting factor here is definitely that shoulder stability. I just can't seem to stabilize that weight above my head. I don't have any pain here, and squatting the weight up is definitely not difficult at all. But I was able to hit 155 pounds today. I am happy with that, but I'm going to continue with this movement probably for the next couple cycles because this is a lagging movement for me. I'd like to see myself be able to overhead squat at least like probably 225 pounds before I move on to the next movement. The next thing here is a lying leg curl. I like this movement. My favorites are a GHD or a reverse hyper, but I've yet to find a facility here in Las Vegas that has both of those. But this will be sufficient for now. I then moved on to some simple walking lunges. My legs were pretty toasty at this point, so I didn't add any weight here. I have a little bit of knee pain when I do lunges, and so I definitely make sure that I don't add a load if I'm not feeling it that day. I finished up with just some plank work. I did a whole bunch of different types of planks. Whenever you do these, just try and make sure that your hips don't shift side to side, or at least try and minimize that as much as possible. This isn't an arm exercise, this is an ab exercise, so keeping that core tight is extremely important.